Greetings, dear friends, and happy Monday. Here we are, first Monday of December. December is here and it's beautiful outside. It's beautiful, Christmassy looking white. We have lots of white stuff now on the ground. Um, so here we are, December is the last month of 2018. And we're having a look. This is what we've been doing every week for this entire year pretty much, is just kind of focusing on what can we focus on letting go of in order to more truly align with who we are at the core, to shine our light, to be all that we intended to be as souls. But in this month, we have the added part too. I've been talking a fair bit about selecting a one word theme, or also, but during this month, it's to reflect on how has 2018 been for you? Have you achieved the intentions? Have you created the changes that you wished for, that you wanted to do in 2018? And how do you like to look at what do you want to bring more of into 2019 and what do you want to leave behind? So you could actually use part of this letting go idea with posing that kind of question too. So all that being said, I hope you had a lovely weekend. And I would like you to, if you're here live, to say hi, to let me know you're here, or put in the comments below. So just take a nice deep breath with me. Just land fully into this moment. And just clear your mind of the busyness for a moment. I'm just going to spend a few moments together. Just clearing out, landing into this present moment. And just maybe have a wee question. What can I focus upon letting go of during this first week of December as we move into letting go of this whole year in a couple of weeks' time? So part of when we're letting go, we can focus on what we're letting go of and what no longer serves us as we get ready to embrace the energies of a new year. And so nice deep breathing still as we choose what it's going to be this week. It's going to be loneliness. And so how does loneliness show up for you? Do you find yourself sometimes feeling alone? Do you sometimes find being lonely doesn't mean you are necessarily physically alone? Sometimes we can feel ourselves alone when we don't have people to have conversations. Hey, Neva's here. Hi, Neva. Nice to see you here. Loneliness can show up even when you're in crowded places if you're not being able to communicate what it is you want at a heart level, or be interested in the people that are around you. So see if that shows up. How does that show up for you? And can you let some of that go in order to realize that you're never alone? We are never alone, but sometimes we get into judging that if there's somebody not around us or understanding us, that we can sometimes feel like, what's the point, right? So let me read it out. I have a guidebook, and so I like you to just feel into how does loneliness show up for you. What could you do to let some of that go if that's something that comes up for you, and then see how that sits for you. I like to just sit into it and see, does that come up for me? And I think it does. From time to time, you feel like it'd be nice to have a person who could understand different perspectives. But then at the same time, maybe it's a time for you to kind of go within and listen to the guidance that's within you, rather than be completely outward focusing, thinking that the answers have to come, or the communication has to come from outside of you. Sometimes loneliness is a signal to just take a deep breath and see what's the gifts within me. And now, let me read out to you what I've written here. So loneliness, this card has come up for you today to encourage you to decide that loneliness is no big deal. Truth is, we all get lonely at times. It's just a part of life. Our only job is to recognize it, name it, lean into it, and then let it go. Sometimes letting loneliness go will require you to sit in the feeling long enough to allow yourself to get to a place where you're willing to try just about anything to get through it. In that space, you can find a spiritual energy that will help shift you to the next step. At times, we need to just train our chattering monkey mind not to wallow in the loneliness. Whenever the obsessing starts, we can literally say, let it go. Say to ourselves, let it go. And so, sometimes if you see a little bit further down on my page today, I've shared my mindfulness tip for December. And I feel like because we're doing a big thing about wrapping up 2018, it's very important to show up as the loving beings that we need in our own life. And so sometimes it's just a case of putting your hand over your heart and kind of tell your heart you're listening. Like I said, sometimes that loneliness idea can come up because we're not allowing ourselves to lean into or soften into the guidance of our own inner wisdom. What I'm doing right now is I'm shuffling the Doreen Virtue Angel cards because I like to pull a couple of these just to help see and get some support on this idea of letting go loneliness. Letting go loneliness so that we can fully thrive and be the bright, beautiful beings that we all are capable of and that we intended to in this life. And so it's these three. And of course, there is never any accidents with the ones that come up. So the very first one is listening. So isn't that perfect? I was be saying that the loneliness sometimes is all about just being quiet, going within, allowing yourself, hey Heather, nice to see you here. Allowing yourself to listen to that still, quiet voice. Because I actually had a conversation with somebody this weekend. We were talking about it is hard to listen to our inner guidance because it doesn't talk a lot. The chattering tends to be the worrying and the, oh my gosh, and this isn't good enough, and what if, as opposed to allowing yourself some alone time, some quiet time, maybe for journaling. And this is actually perfectly aligned too with what I was saying about allow yourself to lean into review 2018. How is that year gone for you? And what are you taking forward into 2019 with you? Because you are going to get to create miracles. So this is really beautiful time. I'm really loving the energy of all of this too, because we get to celebrate. So celebrate what it is you've achieved, what you've accomplished, because it's important to pause and kind of just recognize the things that we've done and achieved, as well as then making it a bit of a dance into what am I intending to carry forward and achieve and intend in 2019. You'll see a link in the description to my YouTube or to my video here. And I encourage you to download it. It's a guide that I've written to help you kind of get into what I'm sharing with you here today about the review year 2018 and look at setting, perhaps setting a one-word theme. I love doing the one-word theme for the year, and have actually already selected my word. This year it was flourish. And so basically in December, I kind of review and see how did 2018 make good on that theme, and therefore what am I taking forward and what am I leaving behind. I hope that serves you, and I really do encourage you to let go of that sense of loneliness and perhaps embrace it as a gift to help you do what we're just talking about here, about the setting intentions, review what it is you've done, and moving forward. Hope this serves you. Let me know how it goes. I look forward to checking in with you next week, and leave your comments below too. Much love and thanks for watching. Have a great week.